DEBUG is a virtual reality experience addressing racial microaggressions. These can be phrases like, for example, "Where are you really from?" or "You look so exotic." The way it works is basically that you put on these VR glasses and then the system does a scan of your state of mind. And if the system detects a high potential for microaggressions in your state of mind, then debug will start. You will then journey through different environments of VR and you will encounter mosquitoes on your way. And these mosquitoes represent the microaggressions. The two main theoretical concepts that debug is based on are the concept of microaggressions and the concept of happy land. The concept of microaggressions is developed by the psychiatrist Chester M. Pierce, and he describes microaggressions as frequent verbal or behavioral attacks that communicate derogatory attitudes towards stigmatized people or groups. The concept of happy land was developed by the anti-racism advocate publica, who wrote a book that is called Exit Racism. And in that book, happy land is defined as our state of mind before we actively and self-critically reflect about racism. The idea for debug developed in a project at the Motion Experience Lab at KIST, which is the Köln International School of Design. And the goal of the project was to create a space that is interactive and also surreal. And the topic for that project was desert feel. Also, the medium of VR was at that point in time not yet set. As we developed the concept further, we decided to interpret desert feel as the feeling of powerlessness and loneliness that people who are affected by racism often report. We soon found virtual reality to be a very suitable medium for debug. And that is for two reasons. First of all, virtual reality allows for a change of perspectives. You have the reality inside of the VR glasses and you have the reality outside, which is basically the whole installation design. And in debug, we are playing with these two different perspectives. So as you can see right now, you are having the audience perspective and you are seeing something that is different from what the person inside of the VR glasses would be seeing. So the person that is affected by microaggressions is experiencing a different reality than the people who are outside, who are not affected by the microaggressions. And the second reason why we decided to work with virtual reality is because it allows for creating a very immersive and emotional experience. We exhibited debug at this year's Republica Festival. This is a festival addressing topics at the intersection between society and digitalization. And we got a lot of valuable feedback from the participants. So at the exhibition, we basically put up this so-called feeling wall with the question, how did the experience make you feel? And yeah, the main feedback was that people felt stressed, they felt uncomfortable, they felt disturbed, and they also felt annoyed by the noise that the microaggressions or the mosquitoes were creating inside of the VR experience. When it comes to the conference topic of unreal interaction spaces, then the point that debug is making here is that what we define as real or unreal is really a matter of perspective. So from the perspective of those who are affected by microaggressions, the virtual experience is also a physical and daily experience in the so-called real world. And from the perspective of those who are not affected by racial microaggressions, for them, debug will probably just stay a virtual experience. However, virtual reality is a really good medium to communicate different realities among each other, and to thus create empathy and awareness and understanding for each other's realities. Coming from a very practice-based research approach, we are now aiming to investigate the theoretical part of virtual reality a bit further. And the main question that we have in that field is, what is the potential of virtual reality to create lasting behavioral change among the participants? And eventually, what is the potential of virtual reality to deconstruct racism?